Welcome back to another educational video where allowance is made for fair use under copyright statute. Please leave your comments down below. Commenters are encouraged. So, we've already heard from Lily that she stopped mourning 4 days after she has to live her life. She's gone to Abuja. But now she's coming out with this video and she's now saying, allow me, let me mourn and grieve in peace. Have you stopped mourning, Lily, or not? So Lily herself, we saw it in Uche's video that Uche is in no way healed. This is going to be, as Lily says, it's a lifelong thing. Let me tell you, as somebody who has experience of somebody who has gone, two people that have gone through this, losing their sons. It's a lifelong thing, and you have to hold those women tight because they essentially just give up. They might be there, but they just give up. This is the time you have to surround them. You have to remind them what life is about, make that loss their purpose in life, because if not, they go. Yeah. So Lily herself, she describes how her friend is struggling.
As much as her pain, it go long, I know. Uche is still finding it very difficult, I understand. But Uche is so fragile.
So you know Uche is very, very fragile. But instead of you trying to protect Uche, you are now pressurizing this woman after just 4 weeks that she must come out and explain herself to faceless commenters or subscribers on social media. Why? Yeah, why not tell her that, okay, this pain is going to last long, but she will heal in her own time, and what we need to do is just support Uche any way that she wants to come out. Let her come out. But instead you're trying to dictate to her how she should come out.
Uche wants to leave social media forever.
And what's wrong with her leaving social media forever? Yeah. So this is one of the criticisms that people will have once again, is that, Lily, this is not your loss. It is Uche's loss. And if she wants to leave social media, she has every right to leave social media if she wants. Come back when she wants. Even if she doesn't want to come back, that's her choice. You seem to be confusing the loss for this for your friend with your own feelings. You can never ever have the same feelings as Uche. Never.
This loss brought horror to my family, but you don't know. This thing that happened to Uche happened to me too, if you don't know. It is my loss. Because the pain I felt 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and 20, let me just say these 3 days, it reached me, ma, collect my own life.
But that was only 3 days, Lily. I'm not saying you didn't feel no pain, but Uche's one, that's a lifelong pain. Your one was only 3 days, and then you went back to go and cook Christmas food. You jumped on the plane for an unnecessary trip. That shows that the loss is not the same. You would never feel it like Uche.
The most devastating experiences, I believe, anyone can go through is a parent losing their child.
So, as I said before at the beginning, this was not your loss. And so this is the main criticism people had with your first video. This was not your loss. So you should have been very clear.
In as much as I didn't mention it openly, but I was here to share my pain. I just wanted to cry with you people. That is what this camera does to me. I don't know for someone else, but that is what this camera does to me. So I was so much in pain that I needed to talk. Like I needed to bring out this camera to see if it would do something. And it did something.
So like editorial said she came out to help herself to grieve. No problem with that. But be focused on the fact this is about you and your own grieving, and don't try and turn your friend's grief into something for yourself. Yes, the camera may help you, Lily. It doesn't mean it's going to help your friend. You yourself have never, God forbid, suffered such a loss. You don't know if you suffer such a loss if it's going to help you. You should not assume that it's also going to help. It's also going to help your friends. And why do you keep tasting this type of loss anyway? Is this very, maybe you having experience of so many losses has maybe made you very immune, and then you think because you've felt this so many times that this loss for your friend is the same of the other losses that you've had, and therefore you don't need to do anything different. Why do you keep tasting this type of loss anyway?
I've tested this. I know how it tastes.
I mean, we've analyzed this before, and why is there so much loss on Lily's channel? Why? So if you want to know more about the analysis, go back and watch this previous video that we did on the channel. But it just seems to be a bit strange. And like I said, it might be that she's so used to loss now that, especially of children, she's just very insensitive to her friend. Now, when it comes to grief, everybody acknowledges, everybody grieves differently. So what I don't understand is that, Lily, you seem to be making it seem like, your friend has to grieve the way that you think that she should be grieving. And everybody knows that's not true. As I said before, this minister lost his son, and, he wrote his book, Seasons of Sorrow, and he speaks about grief and how you have to allow people to grieve in their own way.
Recent book, Seasons of Sorrow. What led you to write this book?
Yeah, Seasons of Sorrow came out of a time of grief and loss in my life and in my family's life. My son Nick was a student at Bible college and seminary, and in November of 2020, he was just out hanging out with some friends when he just very suddenly collapsed.
One thing about your books, you talk about how every person grieves differently.
Yeah, everybody grieves differently, Lily. And grief has no end, especially when you lose your son or your child. It has no end, and there's no straight path. All of the science behind it, where people start talking about, oh yes, when you're grieving, you initially start here, avoiding people, very confused, you're in shock, then you go to anger, then you start trying to reach out to people and try to tell your story, then you're depressed, and then you start to accept it. This has been disproven to not be true. You understand? People don't just go from here, which is what you are suggesting. You go from here, but you quickly move on, and then you get to this point where, you're healing, you're on this healing journey. That's not how life works. Grief is more like this. You've got to give yourself grace to go through the grieving process. You can't let anybody dictate how you should grieve or in what way you should grieve. If they can't handle your grief, you'd let them go, and you turn to God, which is what Uche is doing, and ask the Holy Spirit to send you comfort. So healing is not a straight line. It doesn't go from this healing journey you're talking about, where you start from here, where you have the loss, then you go down and you're very lonely, guilt, but then you start coming up, new relationship, new strength, and you start accepting what is happening. No, grief is more like this. You will go from there to there, there to there, then you go back. You might be at the bottom, then you go to the beginning again. You might even get to the end, you go down to the bottom again. It's not a straight journey. So everybody is different. So there's no right way to grieve. So you can't be telling Uche that she should be doing this, she should be doing that. And you yourself, you know that everybody grieves differently. You say it in your video, but then, like editorial, you get confused about the message.
That is, we are different. We are wired differently. Everybody gets how the body they take them. Some people 24 hours they are done grieving, they've moved on. Some people 1 year.
So if you know everybody grieves differently, why are you forcing your friend to come out after just 4 weeks? She's lost her son. The son is 10 years old. Do you know the impact of that trauma? Why do you force her to come out after just 4 weeks? 4 weeks. The trauma is not something you get over in just 4 weeks. And she has to not just come out privately, but onto social media to come and talk about that loss. If Uche wants to do it, no problem. But you said that she told you she wants to come off social media and never come back. So why did you force her to come out? You can hear from this woman, or who, she's lost 2 sons. And you can still hear in her voice the trauma, how many years later. She's trying to teach people. She's a psychiatric nurse. She's trying to teach people about how to handle grief. Go and watch this video.
You have lost a child. That is the worst thing that can happen to a mother.
And trust me, Uche will come do video. Now me be the number 1 person will push her.
Why did you push her, Lily? Why?
I was telling Uche, I said, if I was to be you.
You're not Uche, and God forbid, Lily, you never want to be in Uche's shoes. Yeah? You can never be her. What do you mean so you want to tell me after 4 weeks you would have come out onto social media?
But I told her, this was a child, like we live a double life now. We live the life of people who see me physically, who know me physically now. And we live a life of you people that watches us. And if anything happened to me now, people that sees me physically, of course, will know. But the people that are watching me will not know only when I bring it here, right? And you can't continue to hide it because you guys have known 80% of our lives, if I may say. You can't hide it forever.
She can hide it for as long as she wants to hide it. Yeah? So the question is, do we think that Lily is being very selfish here? Is she being very selfish? Instead of protecting her friend, you're forcing her to come out publicly because you believe that people must know, because you've been on social media, so people must know this intimate thing. you know, you act like, social media validation is necessary. Why are you rushing your friend and not giving her time to heal in peace? This is real life tragedy. It's not content. Yeah. Uche does not owe any faceless, even if they've got a face, commenters, subscribers on social media. She doesn't owe them anything. They don't have a right to know. She doesn't want them to know. She told you she wants to leave social media. That meant that she didn't want to come on social media and mention this thing. Maybe the most you could have said to her is that, oh, do you want me to break the news for you? Or do you want to put that up? That would have been better. But you forced her to come out and do that video. Now, I'm not saying that, if Uche wanted to do the video, then it's a bad thing. But it sounds like you were the one that forced her. You yourself said you pushed her. As I said before, the most important thing in grief is to be there. Yeah, it's not to be going all over the place and whatever. The most important thing is to be there for your friend.
Like being present, like being with someone, offering very simple things.
It's sitting with people in their sorrow can be the best thing.
You don't need to feel like I've got to solve all this person. I've got to help them understand everything about, no, just be there.
So all you had to do is just be there, Lily. You didn't have to get on that plane to Abuja to go and do what? To go and sit in the CEO's chair. Yeah? And so, some are questioning, why did you only, why only 2 days with Uche? Now, I'm not going to even question that because, like I said, you have your own family, you've got 2 young children. It was around Christmas as well. Is that the reason why you quarreled with your family? Because, maybe if it had not been Christmas, you would have left your children at home with your husband and spent maybe a week or so with Uche, but you couldn't because it happened just before Christmas. So maybe you wanted to stay. That's why you said you were quarreling with your family. You wanted to stay, but they said, how can you stay? You have your own children. It's Christmas and people are coming. So I can understand all of that. But some are questioning why only the 2 days? Maybe after the Christmas, you could have gone to spend time with Uche. And the reason why I say that this was so important is because I believe that your friend would have done the same thing for you. If she can take a week plus off just because your husband's coming back from Malaysia, she was traveling back and forth from her home to your place, and then even staying over just to prepare for that celebration, cooking for you and everything. Why could you not be there for your friend at this time, rather than being in the office, opening your peckers on the boss lady's chair?
With Uche for 2 days physically. And sympathized and cried. I have spent 2 days with her.
So as I said before, you spent the 2 days. You believe that you've mourned with her, and that you've done a lot. And like I said, it may have been very difficult for you to stay any longer because it was Christmas, no one to leave your children with, and your family were quarreling that they'd come down, and they understand about your friend, but you still have to live your life. I can understand all of that, but I still believe that after that Christmas, maybe there's something more you could have done. If you had the time off to go to Abuja for that trip, that we didn't see that you did anything there. You just went to Boss Lady's hotel for one night, and then you now went into the town. The people that came to see you, that were meant to be coming to see you, didn't even turn up. That even your husband got annoyed and left. So why could you not have spent that time with your friend? Yeah? And then it seems like you're trying to fix grief. As the minister said, don't try and fix grief. As people say, when you lose somebody, you never recover.
The other big thing for friends and family and everyone around you is to acknowledge loss. Don't try and fix it. Don't try and make it better by saying, don't worry, this will pass. Time is an amazing healer. Society, we so want to fix things. We want to make things better. And grief you can't fix.
I don't try and fix it. I think that's where we can go wrong. If we're just going to bring words of fixing it or moving past it or getting on with it way too soon, then that can be really hurtful and harmful.
The words need to be in the right time, in the right spirit, when the person is ready, rather than, okay, it's enough of that, time for us to fix this.
What if instead of trying to fix people, we sat with them inside of their pain and we let them tell us what comes next?
So the question is, was she trying to fix grief? Because she's trying to get Uche to announce before she's ready. She's fragile. She wants to go off social media. She's struggling. So was she trying to fix her grief?
I told Uche, even if you want to quit social media forever, announce this because you've carried them along in this your life for a long time. Let them know this. Accountability matters.
I mean, this is one thing that I just felt to myself. This was just so insensitive. Accountability to who? Who is she accountable to? I don't understand. Who is she accountable to exactly? Yeah. Why are you pressurizing her to grieve in public? Yeah. There's no respect for the privacy at all.
Let them know this, then go off social media forever if you want to. But I know she will not go forever. She's still in pain. I can understand.
So you know that she's still in pain and you're still forcing her to come out. And why do we need to know?
Had it been Uche did not do this video, you will not know.
Why do we need to know, Lily? This is what I don't understand. Why do we need to know? Yeah? Why do we need to know? Why is it important that we faceless subscribers, commenters, even if we have a face, why do we need to know? Why must we hear the pain in her voice? Anybody that watched that Uche's video will just know that that woman is broken. Yeah? Why do we need to know that? Why can't she hide it for as long as she wants to hide it? Who is she accountable to? What do you mean accountability matters? So because you've come into social media and you've come to show this, whatever, that means every single aspect of your life, you have to come out. I think that was just so wrong.
I was begging her to do it fast. It will also help her from healing. I know.
I mean, that was the one that just got me the most, honestly. Why are you rushing her? Why? This woman is fragile. She's broken. You could see it on that video 4 weeks after. And, you know, you brought the woman out and you're begging her to do it fast. For what? As we said, everybody grieves differently. Everyone has their own time for grief. You should never push somebody. I think at the end of the day, I've made excuses for you on some of the things that you've done, but this one is unacceptable. I'm sorry. You know, you want her to come out fast. Is she coming out fast for her or for you? And this is the other thing that you said in the video that made me think, I've called you a narcissist in the past. But, you know, these things that you're saying, hopefully people can see why I say the things that I say.
One thing that made me to continually was gingering Uche to come and share was, I knew that if you take Uche 1 year to come and share this thing.
Is there anything wrong waiting for 1 year? We know that somebody else came out recently and she took a year to come out. You understand? That was not even her son, but it took her a year. There's nothing wrong with waiting a year, 10 years, or never telling anybody at all. Yeah? So why would you say if she took a year? That's like shading somebody on the street.
That day, I will still go back in pain.
So what you're saying is that your pain is more important than whatever. She should come and share, because if she now takes a year to come out, then it's going to help. It's going to make you relive those memories. You're going to be back in pain again. Who gives a F?
So I just needed us to share it to you guys.
What do you mean us? It's not us. It's for Uche. You're not the one sharing. I know you keep saying she's your sister. It's your loss. It's not your loss, Lily.
Share it to the world that already know us. Everybody, Marazia.
So and this is why I keep saying that this. If you could make this loss about you without going for the loss, just for the revenue, Lily, you would do it. It's not about people who know you or your journey. It's not our journey, it's her journey.
Then our healing journey will start. After I made that video, it got me to another level of healing. The same thing happened to Uche now. That was when I was telling Uche, share, carry the party 2 of your life people along, share. It will also start a new healing level as well. And it's the same thing. Because if she had left this for 1 year before she would come back and share, people will still say it. Me now, we don't forget for 1 year, she will still draw me back.
Lily, I don't think you supported your friend well with this one. You didn't support her well at all. You seem to think, like I said, that time heals everything, but that's not the case.
But time, they say, heals the wound.
She lost her son. Honestly, Lily, and I still don't think you appreciate that she's lost her son. And like I said, maybe it's because you've had so much loss yourself, that you can't seem to appreciate how significant this is. You keep telling her to move on. She needs to move on. Healing journey. Why are you telling her to move on? As I said before, it's not a straight line. It's a very, very messy line. Only Uche can navigate this thing by herself. And it's not going to be going down like this and then going up. She's going to be all over the place, going from one to the other, up and down. Any way that she wants to do it, let her do it.
My sister had lost her son. I grieved for 1 week or 2 weeks, I can't remember. But the day I picked my camera to come and share that loss, I have grieved.
So what you're saying now is that Uche has grieved because she's now picked up the camera to come and share it, so she's grieved. No, Lily, no.
This particular loss that happened to us, I grieved for 5 days.
It didn't happen to you, it happened to Uche, and grieving for 5 days. But you've now made a video saying that people should allow you to mourn and grieve in peace. Are you still mourning or not? I don't understand.
Before I picked up my camera to come and share that loss,
as I said before, Lily is used to loss. So go and watch the previous video that we made, and maybe we can try and understand why is she acting like this, because it's not normal.
The most insensitive comment of all time, and the one that I feel is the most harmful. You need to move on.
So Lily, you telling Uche, just pick up the camera and share, because then the grieving will end. You're telling her to move on.
Get over it. Get on with your life. Let me say this as simply as I can. When it comes to the death of someone that you love, there is no such thing as moving on. I was told by people that these decisions were for my benefit, that it would help me to let go, to put all this behind me. When someone you love dies and you are told over and over again to move on, something inside of you breaks. And when that happens, you don't really feel much like living anymore. You figure, hey, why should I stick around when I'm not allowed to continue to love my person that I miss?
So the key thing, really, you need to be supporting her to express herself any way that she wants. It's her healing journey, Lily. It's not yours. It's not ours. It's not us. It is her healing journey, and you need to allow her to express it any way that she wants. You need to just be there.
That when we lose love, it's really only love and connection to others that supports us most. That's what gives us best outcomes. So get people around you to listen to you, to talk to you. And if you can't talk to them because you're not that kind of person, journal, write it down, find a way of expressing your grief. Because when it stays alive inside you, it kind of gets stuck and interferes with everything else in your life. So finding ways of expressing what you're feeling really, really helps.
So, Lily has a point that, yes, expression is very important, but it has to be Uche's own expression. If Uche has already said she wants to leave social media, that's not her own expression. Let her express it the way that she wants to express it. Yes, of course, she has to express it. Talk to people. She wanted you to just be around Lily. If you couldn't be there, as you said, physically for more than 2 days, pick up the phone, be speaking to Uche in private. You keep saying that you're her best friend. She's like a sister to you now, and let her express herself. Let her talk about her son. But you pushing her to come out and express herself through social media when she said that she wants to come on social media forever is completely wrong. Yeah? When somebody is grieving, remember that the grief that they have is they're expressing the love they had for that person. And you can't just shut down that love that person has. The loss, you cannot measure the loss, but also you cannot measure the love as well. And so basically, when it comes to grief, what people say is that focus on the love that person had for their child, not about the fact that they've lost their child, which is the reason why editorial's video was so insensitive. Focus on the love that you had for the child. I think there are some parts where she was trying to go in that, oh yes, this child that God gave you, you should be, and then she should have just kept it there rather than now taking Uche back to the pain and focusing on the loss of the child. And you've had this, you've had that. Focus on the love that person has for the child. Let her turn that love that should continue for the child into the purpose. So for me, this was the mistake that both Editorial and Lily were making in their videos.
My friend who was offered money to get rid of pictures of him and his wife, he no longer talks about his wife anymore with anyone. He says it's just not worth it, and he's tired of being silenced. The woman who was told by her priest to stop talking about her brother, she did. She also stopped going to church. Taking away someone's connection to someone they love who has died, what purpose does that serve? What kind of message are we sending? You can't move on from love. Love is the only thing that never dies. What if instead of saying to someone, hey, stop talking about your brother, we said, tell me more about your brother who died?
So the most important thing that Uche needs now, someone just to be there and let her talk about her son. Don't tell her to move on in the sense that she's leaving the son behind, because leaving the son behind means that she's leaving the love of that child behind, and the child really has not gone. All that will happen is that we'll isolate her. If she's now in a situation where she cannot even talk about the son, that the son is just, something that cannot be spoken about, because if people tell her, just move on now, there's a time for grief, let the thing go, it's going to isolate her. And then, as I said before, I've seen people that have just gone.
So you start isolating. You keep to yourself. Your world becomes smaller and smaller. You disappear.
So Uche just needs that expression. The only thing I would say that maybe is good about social media, but only if Uche wants to do it, is because social media, of course, is where she got to tell the world about her son. We saw the love that she had for her son. So if she wanted to come out now and do like a eulogy for the son on social media and put all of those clips together and keep her son alive. I mean, I have a friend who lost the husband. She's a very young widow. But every single year, and I think it's been like 3 years, not even just every year, but every special celebration, she's out on Facebook talking about her husband. And it gives her that great comfort that she's keeping him alive. She talks about him, people comment. So if Uche wants to use social media for that, then that's fine. But not to use it because accountability matters. That's the completely wrong message. And as I said before, Uche needs to decide for herself, how does she want to make sense of this? How does she want to go forward? But the most important thing is that she should not be cut off from the love that she had for her son. Now, the other big question is that, was Lily wrong to place ads on the video?
I made video that December. I was the first person that won, like I said earlier, and I monetized that video. I placed ads on that video. I have grieved, I have mourned. Before I picked up my camera, I have mourned. I have gotten to a level where I know I can talk. I've grieved enough to pick up my camera, so everything should be normal. Just like I have grieved and I'm eating. That does not take off the grieving, no. Or nothing. I don't see it as anything.
The criticism is that, how can you mourn after just 4 days? Yeah? If you're really mourning, why would you need to have ads? Or you're saying that, okay, you only mourned for 4 days, so therefore now life is normal. Yeah? It makes people think that, and then you make people think that the video was about you and your family suffering that direct loss. So you're profiting from your friend's pain. Why use your friend's pain who hasn't healed to make money? And then you monetized it because people were reaching out to you, definitely. I don't know what support they would have given you, but that support at that time should have been going to your friends. That money at the time, any money that was made at that time should have been going to your friend. You could maybe from the ads have used that to raise funds for your friend. Yeah, you could have put a donation link to help your friend, but you put ads for yourself. And I think this is the problem. The only reason why you were there, Lily, is because of your friend's pain. If your friend did not go through that unthinkable loss, you would not be making that video, and you would not be getting money from that video. You're making money on the back of your friend's pain. So if you must make money, why would the money not go towards your friend that you say is now your sister? You think it's okay to use your job to cash out on mourning of your friend. One of your subscribers said that, look, at the end of the day, and I think this is the problem that people have, is that, your personality is so strange, but you've got your bureaus and your main people that understand you. But, even one of your bureaus said to you that, as much as content creation is your full-time job, it is bad to make money out of someone's pain. This life is nothing. If people are truly grieving with someone, sacrificing one video is not going to hurt on the ads of that video. So that money, if you come and tell us that money from that video and any money subsequent coming from that video is going to Uche, is going to help her maybe set up a legacy for her son, maybe people understand. But for you to take that money to go and feed yourself on the back of your friend's pain, it is wrong. It's just one video. There are other, no one's saying to you that, after this thing happened, that you should never make any content, because as you said, it's your only job. It's the only job that you have. So no one's saying that you shouldn't make any more content and monetize that video. But that particular video, I don't see how you cannot see that making money on that video is so insensitive. And then people, let me know in the comments down below.
Edith is a social media person. So I also want you to know, as that auntie with the USA, that this space Edith is her job.
So you're telling us now directly that you and Edith did these videos to make money. That essentially is what you're saying.
You see this YouTube I'm doing now, this is my job now. This is my job now. And just like, let's say for example, you're doing 9 to 5 and then you have a loss or you have a child. You have just the maximum time to rest and come back to work.
So as I said before, what you're explaining is that, you think that people are criticizing you because you now came back to your job after just 4 days and started putting ads on your videos. No, that's not what people are saying. People are just saying that particular video, it was cruel, it was insensitive to put ads on that particular video, especially because the money is not even going towards the person who is the subject of that video, who you call your sister. Explanation for monetizing, do you think it's correct? You were profiting from your friend's pain. You came out and made people think it was about you, so you got extra views because of that. Or the money should go directly towards your friend and the suffering that she's in now.
So why will I not place ads? Because I don't understand. When my sister lost, I placed ads. When my immediate junior sister lost her child, I placed ads. I don't see these ads of a thing as anything, because the way I see it is, okay, if you don't place ads, right, will that person wake up again?
I mean, once again, there's some things that you in editorial say which are just so inhumane. I just don't understand. Why is it that you can't listen to yourself when you speak?
Place ads, right? Will that person wake up again?
I mean, this person put it really well. When she said something about your personality, you have this personality that can only be understood by a close family member or a friend. Yeah, I mean, because you say some things which are just,
Will it change the fact that I'm in pain? No. Or I shot my life because some more. I see placing ads, doing video as normal, regular thing we do, just like drinking water, eating, even when you're still grieving, bathing, brushing your mouth, even when you're still grieving.
The question is, this is not a regular video, Lily. This is the thing that you're not wanting to accept. It's not a regular video. Even if you came out to do ads on your sister's videos, whatever, it doesn't mean that because you did ads on your sister's videos, that even makes it right as well. I'm sure maybe even some of the ad money that you got on your sister's video, you would have maybe funneled it towards your sister and the expenses that she had from losing, or your sisters from losing their children. But this is not a regular video. Yeah? You're saying it's like eating or drinking water. Yes, the videos that you make after that grieving video, you can put as many ads as you want. That's okay. But this particular video is not an entertainment video. It's heavy loss and pain for your friend who has not healed. At that time that you made that video, it was only 4 days. Your friend came out to us after you pushed her on the 23rd we saw the woman is broken. But you now had already put out a video on the back of that loss. How can that be correct? Yeah? It was your friend that lost her child. Yeah? You've already said that her pain is going to be long. But you yourself have healed after 3 to 5 days. If your friend is not healed, how can you use that situation after 4 days to go and make money and go and put it in your pocket? Yeah? Grief does not stop a person from feeding. That's what you're saying. Yeah? You could have put other content out there and put an ad instead of using your friend's pain to make money. Yeah? If you really wanted to help, you could have told people, support Uche, support her. Yeah? Or even if all the money that we're going to make on this video, we're going to give it to Uche, but you didn't do anything like that. Yeah? You just justified it that, oh yes, you've mourned, you finished grieving, this is your job, life has to continue. Yeah? It's wrong.
Because I know a lot of people don't place ads. I know a lot of people believe in not placing ads, but I'm not that person. If I take off 1 week, 1 month for you, if I'm back, I'm back.
So you're making it seem just like you said. I didn't sacrifice my nails for that. And then this one, if I've taken off time for you, then that's my time finished, then I have to go back. No one's saying that you don't do your job. No one's saying that you don't make money, but you can't make money on the pain of your friend in that particular video without that money either going to your friend or you don't take the money at all. Can you not see it?
I've resumed. It is now a job. I've taken out that time to mourn, cry, pray as much as I can. It doesn't take out the fact that we are pained. It doesn't take out the fact that we've lost life. It doesn't take out the fact that we are mourning. But life continues. Simple. And that life continuation is me doing what I'm doing and doing it exactly the way I am doing it.
Like I said, if you really wanted to help, you could have told people to support your friend. The problem is the insensitivity. Yeah? At least respect your friend and don't monetize it like it's a normal gist. It's not a normal gist. You know, you're telling Uche to come out quick and talk about her grief because it will help her to heal. But now you're saying, you know, you put an ad because you have healed yourself. So that means that once a person has healed, they can just use another person's grief and make money. It doesn't make any sense. Even if you put an ad in an obituary in the newspaper, do they put adverts on that obituary? Do they? So why are you going to use your best friend's passing to go and put ads? Just do your regular content and put your ads. It doesn't make sense what you've done. I'm sorry. It doesn't make any sense. You, as I said from the beginning, you're trying to act like this is your loss rather than your friend's loss. But, you know, you've put your pocket before your friend's pain. And that's just the truth. I'm sorry. And the sad thing about what you said as well is that it seems like your friend has already gone back to work. How? Lily, how do you allow your best friend to go back to work? Now, there's some people that want to just take their mind off things. They want to go back to work. They don't want to be around. But, you know, once again, this is Uche's choice. There are lots of people that would just say they don't want to see it, but they need that support at home. If Uche wants to be off for 6 months, maybe what you could have done is raised funds for her to be off for 6 months. The person that you're criticizing, that you said that she's criticizing you for monetizing your video, Uche's ex-bestie. If that woman was still very, if it had been that woman and this had happened, and Uche was her bestie, I can assure you she would have come online and she would have raised money for that woman to be off work for 6 months to 1 year. I can guarantee. But you as her best friend, you just put ads on the video and you've moved on after 4 days and your friend has already gone back to work. How does that woman cope? You know, if you had said this and we hadn't seen Uche come out, we would say, okay, Uche, she's very strong, you know, she's already back at work. But we that watched that video know that Uche is not ready to go back to work. There is no way. So people are trying to defend editorial, for instance, saying, well, you don't know, maybe she's raising money for Uche, because even the people in the comments are thinking, oh yeah, maybe you and editorial are coming out because you're trying to raise money for your friend. But it's very clear you're not raising any money for her. You've come back to your job and you don't see any reason of putting ads on those videos. Yeah?
Uche is doing 9 to 5. I know she works with an office who understands, at least. Her office is not that strict, I know. But she don't have choice. That is life.
So this is the time where you yourself, Lily, will step in. When they say, be there for your friend. Be there for your friend. You could have raised money. You could have raised awareness. You could have raised money so your friend can maybe be off if she's gone. Because how can she go back to work after 2 weeks, Lily? Are you hearing yourself? How can she go back? Like I said, if you had been the other lady that you're criticizing for why she's saying that you monetize your videos, that woman would have raised funds for Uche to be off for 6 months to 1 year minimum. Yeah, if that's what Uche wanted. And then, you know, you just add insult to injury by saying that, oh, well, Uche also placed ads herself and you told Uche that why would she remove her ads? I mean, I'm not understanding the point of this in your video.
There was this incident that happened some time ago. I think during that NSAS that we lost some Nigerians. Uche reacted to that thing. And then she uploaded that video and placed ads on that video. A certain big YouTuber reached out to her and told her, Why should you share such a thing? Nigeria is grieving, that it is wise for her to respect the dead and don't place ads. And Uche went and took down the ads, and then she was now telling me.
So the fact that Uche took down the ads shows you that she has respect. It even gives you an insight into what Uche would have done in your own situation, that she would not have placed ads. I don't think she would have even come out to even make that video about her. She would have come out and said, oh yes, my dear friend or my friend or somebody very close to me has gone through a terrible loss, and I'm struggling. That's what she would have done. And she wouldn't have placed ads. So this comment you're making shows you what your friend would have done. Why could you not do the same for her?
And I'm like, I will not take down the ads if not me. It's because what happened to Nigeria happened to Nigeria.
So Lily, once again, as I said before, somebody said it already, that your personality is something that is very difficult to understand. You know, sometimes try and see your problem, I think, as a narcissist, is that you cannot see anybody's perspective but yours. You cannot see that sometimes when you say things, people may interpret what you're saying in a different way. So what you're saying is that what's happened to Nigeria has happened to Nigeria. In a way, and I know that you love your friend dearly, so you're not meaning to come across like this, but this is like you're now also saying what has happened to the child has happened to the child. Sometimes try and think about, you an editorial, try and think about what you say. Edit your videos.
We that are Nigerians and still living, are we going to feed?
I mean,
we that are Nigerians that are still living will feed while we are mourning and crying for Nigeria. And it has happened, it has happened. I can't take it back. This is my own mentality, I'm telling you. You're free to think your own. Now my thinking, they tell you.
We've been telling you our thinking. This is the whole point of this video. So you should not come out and criticize. You've said your thinking. We're trying to understand where you're coming from, but we also have our own thinking as well. And I think in a lot of aspects, this is where Lily and editorial went wrong. None of us are perfect when it comes to dealing with people who are grieving, people who are mourning. We all make mistakes. I think the difference with, you know, because of social media is that all the mistakes you make are public. And that's the reason why you have to be very careful when you do come out. Lily herself, I think, knows that she's made a mistake with how she's handled Uche's, this whole thing around Uche's journey. I think she has some insight into what she has done. But once again, she's, I think, depending on her friends to just accept her as she is because of her personality. And even adding into the video, well, she also has forgiven Uche for, you know, her personality and her character as well. Once again, it's wrong, Lily. Why are you saying all of this at this time? I don't understand.
We've grown past that level. Uche is now my sister. That there is nothing I will do to Uche now that Uche will see it that's name me because she know I can never hurt her. We've passed beyond friendship. And Uche already knows my faults. She knows my problem, and she loved me with my packages, my baggages. She already know them.
As your subscriber said, your personality can only be understood by a close family member or a very close friend. Yeah?
She knows. The same way applies to me. So many times that people have said things, called me to say things, but because I know her, I just took her like who she is.
Why are you shading your friend at this time?
No need. Oh, and I can't change her. And I feel the same thing Uche, she does the same to me.
So as I said before, the problem is many just don't know how to deal with grief. So was Lily right to place ads on that video to feed? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Do you feel it was Lily's right to push Uche to come out after just 4 weeks onto social media? Do you believe accountability matters and that if you've put your family life onto social media, then that means you must come to social media to tell them everything, even if you're not comfortable? Do you agree with Lily? Let me know your comments down below.